Mad Monster Party, sometimes with a question mark and sometimes not, is a 1967 full-length movie by Rankin. Like it says on the DVD box, they're the makers of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Frosty the Snowman, so I'm sure the people who liked those will like this one. I'm sure they have so much in common. It's pretty much what it says on the tin. Dr. Boris Frankenstein, actually voiced by Boris Karloff, invites his monster colleagues to his secret island for a retirement party where he'll name his successor, but we'll get more into the plot later. It's a pretty ambitious production with large sets and a wide, diverse cast of characters, which is not a small feat when it's this level of stop motion. The characters themselves were designed by Jack Davis of Mad Magazine, and they look great. Their final product puppet forms look pretty good, but the concept art is fantastic. There's tons of references to old monster movies and some decent music, so let's go. But first, I know you saw the title, and I'm making a pretty tall promise there. All Rankin movies are weird. I've actually talked about one before. And for most of this video, you're gonna be thinking, yeah, this is weird, but this is on par with most of these weird holiday movies. What is this lizard talking about? So I need you to stick with me, because there are 4 plot twists in the last 10 minutes of this movie. We just need to get there, bear with me. So we cold open, no credits, no nothing, to Boris Frankenstein's island. I believe it's called the Isle of Evil, but it does not matter. And I just need to show you this clip because I think it really sets the tone for what we're about to experience. Everything about this is perfect. The music, the random onomatopoeias, I love it. Moving past the world's worst graveyard where it seems like they gently place the bodies on top of the soil, we get to Dr. Frankenstein himself experimenting with some kind of potion. Christ, do you want to move? You're gonna catch on fire! So what is this new creation he's working on? Does it dissolve any matter, transform people into beasts? No, it's just straight up an atomic bomb. He killed a bird and blew it up into a stock footage explosion. This is apparently a big discovery, and the good doctor sends out invitations to all his monster friends to show him his ultimate invention, and name his successor so he can finally retire. Now we get the opening credits. We do get the title, officially with a question mark, I guess, and a montage of all the monsters in their natural habitats. I'm actually gonna skip over them for now so I can introduce them later, just for better pacing. But something interesting is that the characters are credited as themselves, not their voice actors. Like, the monsters are actually there. Except for the special guests, they get names. The voices listed are Boris Karloff, obviously, Alan Swift, Gail Garnett, and Phyllis Diller. Now, I did say this film had a large cast of characters, and it does. It's just that 90% of them were voiced by Alan Swift. He was a regular Rankin voice actor, among other things, and I bring it up to have you keep in mind that he is the only other male voice actor here, because I couldn't have told you without looking it up. He's very flexible. But back to the actual plot, we meet our main protagonist of this film, Felix Flanken. He's a human and a pharmacist, and in this first shot we see him mixing unlabeled drugs and downing them like a shot. What the fuck? Therefore his, allergies. And I know the joke is that he's just a wimp and needs all these medications to function, but it's 2025 now. Looking back, this guy's an opioid addict. Whatever, okay, he's a clumsy wimp boy who sounds like this.
Well, take it out of my pay, Mr. Cronkite.
In my notes, I just wrote Jimmy Stewart.
Well, then you could swallow it.
But Felix is also getting an invitation to this monster party because he's Dr. Frankenstein's nephew.
There's a real fancy stamp on it.
So fancy it turns into a big pen scribble in the next shot. And they all climb on this broken-ass boat to get there because it's the only one that will dare approach the Isle of Evil. This scene is very long, but don't worry, nothing happens, except some very dumb, drawn-out attempts at comedy.
I have a little elixir that keeps me feeling in wonderful mettle. To your good health.
Dude, what the fuck? Right in front of him? Right in front of everybody? In broad daylight. Jesus. Back on the island, we meet another character, Francesca. She's Dr. Frankenstein's assistant? Secretary? I'm not really sure what she does. I think they call her an assistant, but she wasn't in the lab earlier and she just kind of wanders around a lot. She's especially funny because she's clearly meant to look and move like Jessica Rabbit in a very sultry, sexy way, but she moves just as stiff as everyone else and her boobs are made of literal blocks of wood. She's like Laura Croft, but even more stiff.
But we haven't received a reply from it.
Well, I should hope that we don't. You see, it wasn't invited.
Oh?
It was a crushing bore at our last convention. Very frankly, Francesca, it disgusts even me.
I see.
Foreshadowing. Don't forget this.
And I don't want to see anyone losing his head.
Yes! It's Yetch! Okay, so Yetch isn't important, really. He is a comic relief in a movie full of comedy, and he's kind of terrible.
Oh, Francesca, you beautiful, adorable, lovable creature.
But he's also a Peter Lorre reference with a great design, and I think this movie's absurd style of comedy fits the best with him. He's the most out-and-out absurd, and I can't help but love him.
Stop behaving like a bunch of ghosts.
That's racist. Alright, we can be done with this scene now, the rest of it is just this. But wait! Before you guys click away, I have one more thing to say. Because for the past few months, I have been working on a very different type of project. I have been doing artwork and sprite work for a video game. It's called Retail Revenge. It is a 2D fighting game in the style of Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter, but you play as a cashier at a convenience store and you fight shitty customers. We have lots of different bad customer archetypes, and they all have different fighting styles. We are working on a story mode as well. It just launched on Kickstarter last Friday. We are crowdfunding through the end of the month. You can see a lot more information over there, and I just had to rep it. I'm very excited about it, and we're all really hoping that it's actually going to move forward. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, I will have it linked down in the description. And even if you don't, I appreciate you listening all the way to the end of my spiel here. Happy Halloween, guys.